Hey, Maxana XX Nails here, showing you her nails. As you can probably guess, I'm gonna show you getting them ready. As yes, I have them all silver, and so yes, it looks like it maybe they're done. But no, as you can see, my ring finger, sorry, I spaced out for a second, that happens. It's more intricate, more fun than the other ones are. So, well, oopsie, throwing my other hand. This is what I'm going to be doing, maybe a little bit more. This one's not 100% finished, but it's very close to this. Very close. I'm not going to be able to do videos for probably a while. This is probably going to be my one video for a few weeks maybe. I might be able to do another one, but very unlikely. So as you can see, I know there's ways, like this is just a silly way of doing it, but this nail polish, I might put another coat just to make it a little bit better, even though it's, if you guessing on this hand, I'm not going to have them all silver, but they all are silver now. The reason why is because this nail polish stays on really well because it's so sparkly. I mean, this nail polish right here, and I'm using this as the base because I might not be able to get to doing my nails very often like I usually do, so I want to have a base, even though sometimes most people just put a nice kind of clear nail polish, which is what I did as well. I put that nail polish I always use for the underneath, this green one, this one. I use this, and I get this on Amazon. I got this once on Amazon, and I've always, this is the one thing that I stay with and always use. Lots of things, and I'm going to make it all glamorous and cool and stuff like that because it's gonna be fun. So there's them all finished, ready to do the glamourness to them after they dry. Oh, and yeah, as you can see, my thumb is blank. I know there's people out there that have been like saying, "Ooh, your thumb is awesome, looks nice and long," or whatever you've been saying. So I thought I'd do it from scratch, and this is the one I'm showing you blank because people have been liking my thumb. So I'm going to do a coat on this. And sometimes I know I should maybe make my thumb shorter because it's kind of a scary thumb. Like the thumb breaks the most easily sometimes because of where the placement, like this is the thumb. Even though this one doesn't that often, it's mostly my right thumb. So it's always shorter. If you can tell, it's a lot shorter. Oh, my hand's off the camera. Doing my nails for you guys. So yeah, here. This is my. Oh, and that's all. I like the sound how they make. The sound they make is pretty cool. It makes it more enjoyable to have these long nails. How they look cool. I love having long French like this. Short French is a little boring, I think. I'm going to put a clear coat so they get all nice and covered a little bit for the first base of what I'm going to do. I will showing you in a minute what I'm going to do because it's very similar to my right hand. The only difference is I'm not doing the black nail. I thought I would just leave it like this, exactly like only the black on the other one because I wasn't a huge fan of the black nail being on my nails and stuff. I was like, oh, it looks kind of cool on there, so I'm going to just leave it and be only on my right hand. So my right hand will be a little different because yeah, I actually lots of times like I make my nails different, not like really different, like Nailogical, which I've been watching her videos recently. I was going crazy, and her videos are awesome. They're really fun to watch on YouTube, and I do that. And she goes crazy. She always has both hands different doing the videos like I do. And then, unlike the other last video, I didn't use it because I didn't really need it. I'm going to use this because I want more to go with the sparkles because I'm going crazy with sparkles. Like you can tell, this is like a thick, sparkly nail polish, and then I put sparkles on top. I'm not going to be doing that on all of them. That's like my accent finger. But you can see on this one here, which I'm not going to do on any other ones. I used this Nail Ink London Festival, and I use this other one on my, if you want to know, the one on my pointer finger on my right hand. I used this black. I have a black, but it's like it doesn't stay on that long, and I needed and stuff, so I just use those for stamping because you don't need much, and that goes with the other nail polish. So I used this new one I got. Says it's like a leather effect, but you don't see that effect because I didn't really like how it looks like that. I usually cover it up with some clear nail polish, maybe some sparkles and all that stuff, you know. Yeah, you can definitely tell that there's like craziness with sparkles when you put it on black. I sometimes, for me at least, because I'm always like a light person that I like light colors more often than I like dark, because when I have dark I get like for me I get bored of it faster, so I want to do my nails sooner than when I have light colors. That's why I'm using, you're gonna see something that I'm gonna do, because it's the colors that I really like using to have on longer. So this hand's gonna be that, with this one being like that. So I'm just letting these dry. Well, what I'm going to do, so I can tell you what I'm going to do on these nails. On all these nails that are silver, besides the one that's all finished, I'm going to be doing this, a two-toned pink and red on all my nails, on top of the silver. So you're not even going to see the silver anymore. I'm going to do this, and then afterwards, because it looked really good, just a slight little variation, like you can see on my right hand, so I'm going to use these sparkles to give it a little something, because it gives the red and pink a little something really cool. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do the exact same or very similar like color thing. I'm going to use these. So this is my first video doing some gems. Some cool. These are like a little bit matte shininess things, like some of the things I got really recently. But the funny thing is, I got these thinking I was getting little bows. I was like, these aren't bows, like, and it was in the name, but then it said that this, like, for some reason, and I didn't get little bows, which is what I've been wanting for a while, like, to put an accent on, like, maybe this finger have a bow, because I've seen nails with a bow, and it looks awesome. But I got these, and these are cool, too. These are, at least they're different than what I have. So, I'm doing this, just a slight, because if you see here, I feel like it really ties together better. They all have that little tie together, like, they're all going to have the pink and red. So, that's how I'm going to do my nails. Water. Because these are like taking forever to dry, feels like. And I really have to tell you that it might vary, but this really helps. I don't think it's going to help with gel. So, or anything, because gel has this weirdness that it doesn't dry. It doesn't dry without a light. I don't really know the effect why it does that. And I don't really want to, I'm probably never going to try it, because I just get gels that give like the gel effect, but in a regular nail polish that you can use the air and maybe use the sun and whatever, like to dry your nails and stuff. I like that so much more, my experience. So as this looks like it's actually a little bit drier now. Wow. I'm going to sponge on some colors here. Where's my, I'm using a makeup sponge. If you notice, I don't really do makeup, so well, I guess I do makeup. I do my nails, so that it makes sense. So I'm gonna take my colors, and I'm going to use a red. I guess maybe this red, because it's nice and good. And then I'm going to use, where's that pink? Where's the pink? Where's the pink? Where's the pink? Where is the pink? Oh, and here we go. Sorry. Ah! And then I'm gonna use this from LA Color. So I'm going to get my sponge here. Get my colors. You see here. Now that I fixed this, I'm gonna have it nice and oh, nice. That is awesome there. Awesome sauce. And I'm gonna take this, which is even more like, I have to make sure there's not too much on this brush because I don't want it thick. Like I put it on, it was like, oh god. What I've been told, which is probably a good idea, is you don't want the nail polish to be on your sponge, whichever kind of sponge you use, like this sponge. You don't want it to be too thick, because you're going to be putting more than one layer on, unless for some reason your nail polish is really good at putting layers on, like, you know. So whatever you feel like, pink on this side, red on this side. I'm just doing it whatever it's showing. So sometimes, because how wide it is and how wide your nail is, you might want to put it in a certain spot, so you don't have, oh god, that's too much down there. Yikes. As you can tell, I went a little down too much with the sponge. So I'm sponging on. Whoa, that's red. I'm gonna need to use a nail polish remaining. I'm using my little thingy here. I know I'm gonna be taking clear nail polish off underneath, but I really don't want it so low. As you can tell, I must have used like so much red. It's way better. It's okay if it goes a little lower. I just didn't like how low it went. Because I'm trying to do French here, of course. So, of course I go, whoa. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do more pink than I'm going to do any other color. So it has like some texture to it. If you haven't noticed, that's why. Leaving these gaps, kind of. So I'll do that. Let me maybe do my other nail that's longer and see how that turns out for you guys. Because if you see this one here, the middle finger, I want it to be a lot more like that. It's not going to be exactly, because that has actually some other colors in which I could put to help with the color, which I think I might do. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm taking this kind of orangey. No, I don't. Okay, never mind. I'm going to take this color and put it with it. But I am only doing it here because I don't want the red to go down here too much. So this is me blending it in before it dries, because sometimes you want to do that because then it gives it more of the look, like because when it takes some of the nail polish, blending it into the other, then you can really get a nice kind of look, which actually looks kind of nice, I think. So sometimes you just want to put a coat just on the top and let it dry, so you're not getting, because when you do French, you don't really want the color underneath. I've done that and it's really annoying. It's kind of like, oh great. When you're doing the whole nail, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna take this really light pink that's kind of, that you see here. This is really opaque. Like, you can put a thin, I have the other one which is opaque too, but not as much. See? It's just gonna add a little pinkness. It's so opaque, you have to use so many layers, it doesn't work. It doesn't work by itself. You can use it as a little thing on top. As you can see, it went kind of matte, which I'm gonna undo that because I don't want that. Because for one thing, matte doesn't last that long, so I'm gonna cover the matte with the nice glossy top coat. Now this one's coming on a lot better, I think, because the nail polish underneath is a lot thinner. I mean, a lot flatter. I have these. I'm adding some pink, or I mean orangish, like this nice kind of orange color on top, because I don't want it's not coming out as well. It's coming out better when I put it on myself. Most of my nail polish gets a reddish tint. It doesn't usually show because if you notice, I use red the most, red colors. So I'm gonna like take these parts that need to be flattened and flatten them out and stuff. Like there we go. Took that little off. Okay. As you can see, I did this a little differently. So the cloudiness that you see goes away, and then it becomes matte. Or like, not really matte. This, it's called satin matte. It's a satin matte. It is a matte, but it's a kind of matte. So I will, so you don't need to see me do this over and over. I'll do the last two, and then I'll come back to you all finished. Well, here's my nails ready to go. As you can see, they all been colorified by my red and pink. Or red and like orange kind of thing. So I'm going to now do these. But as you might see, I need some cleanup. So I'm going to use my cleanup thing. I know, like, maybe you've seen lots of videos, people use a little brush. I have been saying, oh, I should probably get one so I can use that. Okay, so I'm just going to do some cleanup on the sides. I'm very good at not doing that. But it's harder when it's when I'm doing this kind of thing. It's harder not to have cleanup, I've noted. I know I should use like some stuff on the sides or something, which I do kind of have, but I haven't really been liking the one I have, so I haven't really been using it because I felt like I can never tell when it's 100% dry. Like there's that one which is kind of cool. It's sparkly, so you can tell when it's perfectly dry. Cotton, so you want to use cotton stuff. Cotton, like Q-tip. Yeah, Q-tip, that's it. Why do I keep forgetting what it's called? It's just like, trying to think, what's asparagus or something like that. I get like those things, even though they're things I know like, all the time. I love eating them. I forget what they are called, even though when I say it, I know. So, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a pink and red look to this. I'm not going to go using the orange, this gold here or anything, no. I don't want to use that color combination. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide this around, if you can see what I'm doing. So for right now, I'm going to get like a tube. These are all, I put a little thin thing of nail polish, clear nail polish on it, like the one that I like to use. I'll be putting a little bit in right where I want it with the thicker one, I think, like here and there. So that's what I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do is there's 2 different kinds of pinks. Actually, there's 3 almost, but I don't want to use this one. I don't really like that one. So I could go back to have a place for them. So I'm just going to... So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some nail polish. I'll just take the one I'm using. Here it is. This one here. I'm just going... I could do the whole nail, but I think I'm just going to do it in... Actually, maybe I'll just do the whole nail. Mainly because then I can get some clear nail polish more on it than I... Okay. And then I'm going to go like this. Whoa, it's really showing out those colors when I cover it. Wow. Look at that red. It's like, hallelujah. And so as I was doing it, I noticed that these start turning kind of orange and going away somewhat. So I was doing it on my other hand, and I realized, whoa. It's not too bad because the red, you can just use the red nail polish and dab a slight spot on one of them, and it will look pretty good. So I would recommend, like, after you've put them on and you want to cover them up with nail polish, dab on the clear nail polish. Don't go swoosh or the colors are going to fade. Go into the bottom to the top. I didn't do it too much of a going up and down, so I didn't ruin it too much. But I say make sure you dab the nail polish on. The clear nail polish onto these designs. I did not know that was going to happen because I use other things that are silver and things, and those don't seem to like get... I guess because this is a pigment on top of with this, not like it's not part of the inside the plastic or however. So then I don't recommend these. Maybe if you get any of these colorful ones that are these bright colors like this, like at least these are. The way they are, the color comes right off. So if you're not sure, just dab on the nail polish. That's all I have to say. So there's my nail.